So, Siggy, you sing a song into the night air like a melodic prayer. An almost instant wave of grogginess washes over you. You lay your head down and drift off. As you enter Diem's domicile, the sunshine, warmth, and scent of alyssum and leather immediately greet you like a hug from an old friend. A soothing tune plays quietly in the background. Not much has changed in this space since the last time you were here, save for the now empty easel tucked off to the side. Its former resident is now beautifully framed and hangs above the fireplace. The only other difference you notice is all the extra books. Dozens of them, stacked in piles and strewn about on top of a large desk and on the floor in front of it, some with ribbons marking pages, others left open where they lay. Also in front of the desk, sitting on a fur rug, crisscross applesauce, reading intently, is Diem. She notices you as she pauses to take a big gulp from her glass, and she swallows it down quickly and stands. I was just getting ready to head out and greet you. When I heard your song. A lovely surprise, she says as she gets to her feet to greet you with a hug. But as she gets closer, she sees the state of you from your recent tussle with the hags. She looks you over, concerned, taking in your bloody, battered body and visage. Oh, gods! Siggy, what happened? Are you okay?
I'm not great. We had a little bit of a kerfuffle with some hags. I guess is the best way to put it.
They just attacked you on the road, or?
No, we got a deed to a windmill, and when we were leaving one town, we saw an old lady going house to house with a cart, and while we were passing the windmill to the other town, we saw the same cart out in front of the windmill, and thought we'd investigate. And through some sleuthing, we noticed that they were grinding up bones of possibly children. There was a group of 3 of them living in the windmill making baby bone pastries. So we took it upon ourselves to reclaim the windmill for ourselves. Rightfully for ourselves.
Oh.
It was fun. No, it wasn't fun. It was much more dangerous than first thought.
She gently brushes your hair away from your face with her fingertips and presses a light kiss to the small bruise on your cheek. With her hand cupped to the side of your face, she grazes her thumb over a cut on your lip and she says, "Looks like another terrible day to add to the list. Are you sure you're okay?"
I'm alive. Pretty sure. And, terrible days make for great stories, so.
Okay. Well, come in. You'll have to excuse the mess. I've been researching.
Yeah, I noticed. I also noticed the painting. I don't think you described it, but
I described it the last time you were there. It is
okay.
So it was so it was a picture of you.
Ah.
It was a picture of Siggy that she had painted.
Of course. Right. You got my good side.
It's absolutely beautifully rendered too. So I told you I'd find out what I could about this Strahd and the lands of mist he rules. I think I might have found something. I went back through legends and histories from centuries ago. Finally found a book speaking of a prince of a ruined royal family named the von Zarevich. Describing him also as a soldier and a conqueror. And I followed clue after clue, and I think I was able to piece together a few things. She makes her way back to her
I'm all
nest of
ears.
she makes her way back to her nest of books. And she carefully looks them over until she finds the one she's looking for. She starts with, so the von Zaroviches ruled a large kingdom for a very long time. As is typical in these situations, Strahd's father, King Barov, grew too greedy and overextended his reach. He was eventually defeated and removed from power, casting him and his family out of their kingdom. She puts that book down, picks up another one. After the king's death, his eldest son, Strahd, decided to hunt down and wage war on all of his father's enemies, ultimately defeating them all and conquering the entirety of a large valley in the Baratok Mountains. He became enraptured by the beauty of this valley and decided to settle there. He renamed it Barovia in honor of his late father, seemingly still looking for his approval even after death. He even gathered as many nearby talented architects, wizards, and artisans as he could to erect a fortress for him to rival the great castles his family lived in his homeland. He named it Ravenloft after his mother, Ravnovia. During this time, it's rumored that his mother, Queen Ravnovia, grew afraid of Strahd, seeing how cold the years of fighting had made him, and not wanting to see the same thing happen to her sweet young Sergei. She kept him close, and she doted on him. Now, you, Siggy, have known Diem long enough to know that she's typically pretty chill, calm, collected, but she has always loved a good story. Something the two of you have in common. And as she's recounting this to you, picking up corresponding books and pointing out relevant passages and maps, as she's recounting it to you, you watch as her eyes just brighten up and she becomes more and more excited with her findings. You watch, she's just nerding the fuck out right now. And she pauses only long enough to take a sip of her drink. So here's where it gets good. When Ravenloft is finally complete, Strahd commands his mother and brother to come join him in Barovia and live with him at the castle. Unfortunately, during the journey, his mother falls ill and dies. So the grieving Strahd has her body sealed up in a crypt below the castle. Meanwhile, Strahd has also become obsessed with this beautiful young woman who lives in the village. Absolutely smitten. He dotes on her, showers her with gifts, but she doesn't return his affection. Instead, she ends up falling in love with his younger, kinder, more attractive brother Sergei. Classic love triangle.
Mm.
Legend has it that on their wedding day, Strahd killed his own brother in a jealous rage and may have also been responsible for the death of the young woman too. Apparently, after witnessing the act, the guards turned on him, attacking him thinking he had gone completely mad. Some accounts say that he fell, but he did not die. Instead, he grew stronger and killed them all. It's been said that black clouds filled the sky of the valley that day. Some even say they looked like angry faces. I don't know how much of that is true, but I do know is that neither the castle nor the entire valley have been seen since. They just disappeared. Isn't that a great story?
It is. I mean, honestly, it is a great story. Um, you said it disappeared.
The entire valley is gone.
Where where was it before?
Um, pretty far off from where you're from, I believe.
What, on the same plane
Yeah,
and nowhere near Daggerford or anywhere on the well, that's concerning.
yeah. So I still don't really know where you are, but
Uh,
I mean,
well, I mean, we're in that valley.
yeah, I
I
assume.
just
But where's the
don't know where
valley?
that. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Um. Yeah. I mean, I. We we heard a lot of that story in bits and pieces since we got here.
From where? Did he tell you?
Mm, no. I mean, there was here and there's, and then after we had dinner with him, um, I borrowed a book of his from the library. I don't know if I've shown
You
you that.
you you borrowed it? Like he knows about it?
I'm pretty sure he knows. That's when the last, well, when you
Like
met him,
he gave you
he
permission
was
to read it?
no permission. He gave us permission to use his library.
So you
About it.
took it.
I took it.
Oh, Siggy.
Yep, yep.
Is is that why he's trying to kill you?
Um, I mean, among other reasons, yeah, that's up there. Yeah, probably. Um, yeah, didn't I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal that he'd come for me, swords ablazing, and I mean,
Yeah.
pretty personal book, so I kind of understand that. Um, this is diary. His journal, his personal journal. Um,
Where is it now, Siggy?
it's right here.
Do you want me to keep it safe?
I I can I do that? If I leave something here, does it stay here?
Yeah. I mean, it's a real place.
Oh, well, yeah, that true makes sense. I I don't want to put you in any more danger than I already have, though.
I I don't think he can get to me. I've never tested the theory, but
How how would one get to you? Where where are you?
oh, I've never told you that.
Where are we? I guess.
We are oh shit. I didn't even bring those notes. um we are in we are near Mount Celestia.
I imagine I've heard of Mount Celestia
Yes.
through books and stories. Yeah.
So
The Mount Celestia?
make a history check.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'll save my new dice for
Also, I
tomorrow.
don't know if I
Mm.
mentioned this before, but when you were in Diem's home, you have the effects of the bless spell.
Oh, excellent. That's an extra D4. Yes.
Yep.
Sweet. Nice. Nice. I'm pretty sure my history is better than I thought.
I think it's pretty good.
I think it's good. Oh no, it's just +2. Well, that's still an 18 total.
That's pretty good. So Mount Celestia is the ultimate land of law and good. So this is where deities of the lawful good alignment would convene. And a lot of creatures will go there after they pass if they lived a lawfully good life. Um,
Hmm.
you are on a completely different plane right now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's in the celestial plane, I imagine.
I believe so. It's in the outer planes.
Okay.
But yeah, so she resides near
Okay.
Mount Celestia.
You have to be lawful good to go there when you die, eh?
She does not
Yes.
live specifically on Mount Celestia. She lives outside
Oh,
of
okay.
it. So
Yeah.
it's where she lives
So lawful good.
is more as long as you are of a good alignment.
Right.
But yeah,
Heaven.
basically.
Yeah. Okay. There's no windows, eh? Like I can't
There
look
are
out a window and see.
so
Huh.
the the back half of her this circular room is three large arched stained glass windows.
Okay. Can I see anything from where we're sitting? Crisscross applesauce.
Not where you're sitting, but you can go take a look.
I'll do that later.
Okay. Cool. So that's all I found out, but
All right. Well, I
it's
mean,
something.
it, yeah, and
It's a start.
I mean, if you are that close to the mountain, I think even if he could get here, he wouldn't want to. Right? Perpetual sunshine and
Yeah.
brightness and happiness, and yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that does change things. I don't know where I imagined you lived, but
I don't think you ever asked.
yeah, no, no, I just assumed it was nice.
It is. Do you want to have a
It
look?
is. Maybe, kinda, yeah, just a little bit.
Make perception check.
Let's see what that does.
With your bless.
Oh yeah, I just may as well just leave that D4 out. It's a 3. Math. 19.
Nice. So the stained glass is like rainbow colored. So nothing is the color it's supposed to be right now. But you see beautiful forest in the distance. There is a beautiful glistening lake below. She looks like she's up, um, partway up a mountain or a slope of some kind. And you see a huge mountain in the distance, which she points out and she says, "That's Mount Celestia."
This is quite a view, and
It's
a welcome one from what I've been looking at for the last week
yeah.
or so, too.
Yeah, from what I've seen, that place is sick.
Yeah, it's very ill. Um, it's hard to find beauty there, especially compared to a place like this. Um,
It's hard to believe, especially
but
considering it was the way it was described in the story.
yeah, that I'd really like to see what it looks like in its full glory.
Well, hopefully one day we'll have that chance.
Fingers crossed.
Speaking of not looking great, don't take this the wrong way, Siggy, but you look fucking terrible.
Yeah. I. Yeah. I'm just a bit. Yeah, I do. I. I don't take any offense. You're right.
Come with me. She's gonna lead you through that last curtained archway on the other side of this main living space of her home. Um, as you walk through the curtained archway, you find yourself in a hallway. A doorway to your left leads to what looks like a small kitchen. At the other end of the hall, there's another arched doorway where, upon passing through, you are instantly greeted with warmth, the scent of jasmine, and the sound of falling water, and the soft sound of music wafting from the other room. Welcome to my temple of Suni, Diem says. You've entered another circular chamber, the same travertine walls and marble floors. Diem walks over to some marble shelves to the left of that house bottles, jars, and dishes of all shapes and sizes, labeled with delicate handwriting indicating that they contain oils, dried herbs, salves, soaps, and all manner of bathing concoctions. She takes a moment to look through and pulls a small jar from the shelf. While she does this, you look around the room. To the right, another large marble fireplace and more shelves upon which rest an assortment of towels, plush and neatly folded. A few cozy-looking robes hanging from hooks on the side, warming from the heat of the fire. Large ornate gold-framed mirrors line the walls, and a beautifully crafted vanity sits to the side, adorned with a plethora of cosmetics and perfume bottles. On the opposite end, the steady flow of a small waterfall fills the room with the soothing natural rhythm of trickling water. In the center of the chamber, a domed ceiling made of stained glass depicting the beautiful face of a woman wreathed in wild red hair. The dome arcs overhead, allowing sunlight to pour through onto the rippling source of warmth and humidity, a large round hot spring, with a set of marble steps leading into it. Surrounding the pool are 6 stone pillars, each one covered in golden vines. Along the inner edge, beneath the surface of the water, a stone platform for sitting or lounging rings the pool. A rainbow of light dances across the surface of the water as the goddess of beauty watches over you. Diem sprinkles some of the dried herbs into the water, and she places the jar back into its place, pins up her hair, and begins to disrobe. She steps down into the pool and makes her way to the ledge on the opposite side, where she sits and immerses herself in the water. Please join me. It'll make you feel better.
Yes, of course. Stumbly, take my clothes off.
As you make your way down the marble steps into the steaming waters, it feels shockingly hot. Almost too hot. You power through, and the further you submerge yourself, the more comfortable it becomes. And as the warm waters wash over you, the heat soothes your aching muscles, and your stress and tension seems to melt away. As the Lady of Love caresses every inch of your body, you restore all your lost hit points.
Don't mind
So,
if I do.
tell me, Siggy, why have you sought me out today?
Um, well, I think the first thing I wanted to ask you about, or tell you, or I'm not sure. I I had a dream.
You had a dream? When?
Yeah.
How?
Well, Gruff, um, Gruff bought some of those pastries.
Oh, Siggy, you
before we
didn't.
fought the hags. I did. This was before I had really put together that they were baby bones or child
Oh,
bones.
oh
They
God.
they left they left me and Gruff downstairs together, and it was a bad idea. I promptly threw it up when Lady Talia woke me up.
Understandably so.
I could not deal with the fact of knowing it, but at the same time, I dreamt. I fell unconscious and I dreamt, and it was here, but not here. It was your home mixed with my home. I say home. The no, I mean that's as much as my
It
home as anywhere's been. It was
it felt like
your
home. Is that what you're saying?
abode. The Mervan, yeah, it felt like home,
Interesting.
and so does this. But I didn't, I, I didn't see my childhood home. It was your home, but on the water, where my home once was
My home
before all
on
of
the
this.
water. That's interesting.
I mean, I see you got a lake view. That's that, but this was like literally on the water, or in the water, floating.
I could see how that could be comforting.
It was it was nice. It was yeah. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience with dreams, but
Well,
needless to
none,
say, that was
basically.
my best dream. Oh,
I mean, with that
you don't
logic, is your
dream?
worst dream too? Not really.
That's true.
I don't need a lot
There
of
was
sleep.
that non-canonical nightmare I had, and
Yeah, because I'm dumb. I'm like, fuck, that's not supposed to
yeah,
happen.
that's all good. It's
Well, I mean,
it was a hallucination. It wasn't a dream. It
yes,
was a
caused by
hallucination
stress.
brought on by
Caused by stress.
yes, stress and smoke inhalation. Um,
What?
do so no angels dream?
Um, I mean, I have dreamt before, not often.
Oh,
I don't need a lot of sleep, to be honest. That's probably why you don't dream. See?
what? I mean, I do need to sleep sometimes.
But you are part angel, so you don't really dream.
Right. No. And I mean, it's probably a good thing because from what the others have told me, they've had nothing but nightmares since we got here.
Oh,
There, got there.
that's disconcerting but not surprising, I guess is the best way to put that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's basically a nightmare while you're awake anyway. So I, I
I
can't
wasn't there
imagine
for very
a
long,
lot of
and
good dreams going on.
except for yours.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that.
Mm.
My home on the water. Interesting.
I mean, it was nice, and it is very relaxing to live on the water. It's very
I
freeing,
mean, I
and
can see that.
I mean, you got it pretty good here, but
I mean, the sea can be serene and rhythmic and soothing and reflexive. Can also be
yes,
rough unpredictable, powerful, primal, but exhilarating at the same time.
Yeah. It's got everything except, solid surface. Unless you go, I mean, if you go far enough north, you can walk on it, but that's besides this point. Never mind. Um, but yeah, I mean, I felt terrible about eating bone dust. Um, we saved two kids as well. There was two children, I think, bent on, or not bent on, meant to become pastries themselves. Mm.
That's terrible.
Um,
I'm glad you were there to help them.
yeah. Um, me too. Haven't really talked to them yet. The lady that we're accompanying and her brother kind of took the lead on speaking with them. But they seem to trust him, so
Well, that's good. I'm sure they were scared.
yeah, scared's an understatement. I can't imagine being locked up like that, and they question how the whole situation came to be. The children being taken, or um, did we figure out that they were being given away?
Um, I
I know we talked about
believe
it. I don't know if it was
Talia
someone told
kind of
us.
put two and two together because she
Oh,
overheard the kids talking to Ismark and Irina.
hmm,
Um,
okay,
so she put together that they were payment when the parents didn't have any money. And
right.
also that these were likely used for a means of escape from the real world,
Hmm. Right.
um, understandably.
Hmm.
I don't know if
Coping
she
mechanism.
shared that with you guys or not, but
No,
you haven't really had a lot of time to talk yet, so
no.
everybody was kind of wiped by the end of that.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I mean, the lady or the hag, the woman we saw in the town must have been um collecting or selling pastries.
Well, I'm glad that's
I'm
over
I'm
with
sure I'll.
then.
Yeah, yeah. And hopefully we can get the kids somewhere safe. I don't know if they'll want to go back home or if they can. Their parents are there, but Talia knows quite a few people in Valaki, and it seems like a safer town than where the children were from. So
That sounds like a better idea.
I have high hopes for that now that it's over. How was your day?
Um, a lot of reading. A lot of reading. But I don't mind.
I mean, I appreciate you um, looking into all of that. Like I said, we knew some, but I had no idea that Barovia was once in Faerun.
Yeah,
That
that
that one's new.
it's really interesting.
I
I didn't know that could happen. Just an entire valley just disappears. I've never
That's
heard of that
you've
before.
never heard of that in any other situation? Oh, I can't say I have either, but I hadn't even heard of this one. So,
Hmm.
um, h- how are you feeling?
Well, tired. You can see she still has like dark circles under her eyes. Um,
Yeah,
Still kind of doesn't glow the way she normally does. The vibes are off.
the vibes are off. Still looks better than I do, but not her.
Yes, she
Yeah.
does not look. She doesn't look the way you are used to her looking.
No, okay.
I don't want to say sickly. She doesn't look sickly, but
No,
she's not herself.
slightly less than
She
perfect.
looks like she's been through a lot. So,
Hmm.
put it that way.
Okay. I mean, you always help me. Is there anything I can do to help you?
In what way?
I don't know. You're not the typical higher being, but I've known clerics and um other religious folk, and they're always doing something for their watchers.
I do. Do I look bad?
No, not no, no. You just look off.
Um, she's kind of smiles at you. I honestly, I don't know, Siggy. This is all new to me too. I'm not really sure how this works. I'm working on learning more though. Usually these types of arrangements are made with entities much more powerful than I am. Um, they all have
I mean,
followers and worshippers, and that's how they get their power from deeds and prayer. I don't have any of that, Siggy. I just have you.
I mean, I follow you, and I mean, by definition, I worship you more than anything else.
So it's
I don't think I could build a temple for you or anything, but
it's at this point you think back to the day that you made this pact with Diem.
hmm,
Um, you think back to what you said, which was, I don't want to be useless when it comes to defending my friends.
mhm.
Followed by, is there anything you could just juice me up with? I'd be eternally grateful. Eternally grateful. Even after I perish, I will serve you till the end of days. If you could help me keep my remaining two friends alive, help us get out of here, or fix the problem, or something. um, so I ask you, what do you
Quote
think
unquote.
you could do to help? And do you think you've been keeping up your end of the bargain?
Mm, what could I do to help?
I can leave you with it. You can think
Um,
about it.
yeah, I mean, I did push pretty hard to stay at the windmill, which is not protecting my friends. Yeah.
I'll let you think about it,
Okay, well, I will.
knowing that that was your end of the bargain. Um, are you feeling okay now, Siggy?
Yeah, I much better. Yes.
Excellent. Um, I do have something else I've been working on for you. If you want to come with me,
I
so
mean, you've already done so
unless
much.
you want to
Okay.
stay here a little longer.
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
great.
Um,
Very
so
hot.
she gets, well, if you want, you can go have a dip under the waterfall. That usually helps.
No, I'll air cool.
um, so she gets out and she wraps herself in one of those robes and offers you one. And then
I take it.
prestidigitation on your fucking clothes because they look terrible.
Yeah. I probably could have done that. I should have done that, but no, yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So you make your
They
way
were,
back
yeah, pretty
into
bloody.
that the main living space. Um, please have a seat. There's food and wine. Please help yourself. And she goes over to her desk and she pulls open one of the drawers and pulls out a small rectangular item wrapped in a shimmering satin and secured with a golden braided ribbon. And she hands it to you. No, not yet.
Yeah. I open whatever this is.
So inside, you find a beautiful leather bound book adorned with intricate golden filigree, a single smooth round piece of moonstone inlaid into the center. Four elongated tear shaped
Ah,
amethysts radiate from the
ah,
top, bottom, and each side of the moonstone, while a smaller tear shaped amethyst rests between each of them, almost reminiscent of a compass rose. At the top of the spine, secured between the pages and the spine itself, is a long braided gold and purple ribbon meant to serve as a bookmark. The page edges are gilded, and the book feels warm to the touch. Jesus, it's not much, but I'm hoping it'll help keep yourself and your friends safe. I wish there was more I could do for you, but this will have to do for now.
mm, mm-mm. You have done more than I could ask for. Um, this is this is beautiful.
So while you're looking at that, she gets dressed.
Oh, all right. Um, I I'm a little speechless. You've offered me so many gifts. I don't know what to. I don't know how to repay you. Um,
You don't
uh,
have to repay me, Siggy. That's not why I you asked for my help, and this is how
well,
I can help.
right. I don't. I'm not used to receiving a lot of gifts for nothing. Um,
The point of a gift is not so that you can get something in return, Siggy.
no, I know. I
Okay.
know.
I don't want you to feel like that's why I'm giving you this.
No, no,
Okay.
no. Of course not. I just, I just want to return the kindness. is
You
all.
can you can just say thank you. That's
Oh
enough.
well, thank you. Okay, you can have this book, and I will hand over Strahd's diary.
um, she picks it up and
I can't read
I,
very much of it, but
I'm I'm just gonna go put it in this locked cabinet. Just
okay, yeah,
I
that's probably a good idea.
I kind of don't want to open it.
No,
It gives me the ick.
I have a feeling he knows when it's open. He's
Okay,
weird.
I don't know if weird is the word, but
No.
uh, yeah. So inside, do you open your book
Uh,
or do you
e-
save it?
e- mm, mm. No, I mean he would open it. I don't. I open
Okay.
it.
There's an inscription on the inside cover, and it reads, "Remember, you have a good heart, Siggy O'Haran. Trust it, and it will never lead you astray. With love always, Diem." And inside, on the pages, you find basically spells written out for you.
Huh.
Angelus Bells, Divine Burst, and Heart's Flame.
Can you read the inscription again? Sorry.
It says,
You have a good
"Remember,
heart.
you have a good heart, Siggy O'Haran. Trust it, and it will never lead you astray. With love always, Diem."
Okay.
She sits down next to you and drinks some wine.
Bells. A bard spell book.
Yes,
Bard lock.
basically a
Yeah,
bard lock.
sweet. Sweet. Um, I'll just get you to like text me the actual description. Again, I wrote it too fast. I just got
Yeah,
moonstone,
I'll
four amethyst tears,
I'll
warm
just
to the
copy it.
touch. Okay,
I'll copy it and
perfect.
send it to you.
I
Um,
want to know exactly what it's like.
I should just draw it out, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I had no shit to do this week.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's your tome. I'm like, what would this look like? I didn't want to make it creepy because
It would look no, no. From what you described, that's kind of what I imagined.
okay.
Not the
Um,
opposite of Duck's book.
yes,
Yeah,
not the skin book.
yeah, no,
That's gross.
yeah.
Well, Siggy, is there anything else I can help you with?
Um, I mean, I know you say I don't. There's not much that I can do to empower you. Is there things I should avoid doing? Obviously, eating child bones.
Yeah,
That's a
maybe
given. It's
stay
not going to
away
happen again.
from
Uh,
that.
yeah,
I
Talia
mean,
actually made him throw them all in the fire. It was a very mom moment of her.
I feel like you guys are going to really benefit from having her in your life.
We already have. She's a blessing.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
I'm sure they're few
As
and far between there.
Yes, very far. Um, she follows um um a a mother knight, a night mother. Have
Mother
you
Knight?
ever?
I
Yeah.
have.
Any thoughts?
Um, well,
I don't
Mother
know much about her.
Mother Knight tends to get a bad rap. A lot of her followers can be less savory characters, but
Hmm.
she herself is not. She's not evil.
I mean,
She
that's good.
she is goddess of the moon.
Well,
From she
that I
doesn't
think I
tend
did
to
know.
have a lot of followers where you're from anymore. She's kind of much older, less common
Do you
than, say,
think
like
that
Saloon.
happened around the same time the valley disappeared?
I don't know.
Um, from what I'm pretty sure canonically Talia said this. From what Talia kind of described, there was two deities around. There was Mother Night, and then um, the Morning Lord.
Another
Unless I'm wrong about that.
very old god. Another not common here, or in Faerun, I should say.
But so they don't hang out up here.
I don't know. I don't really get to hang out a lot with the gods.
Right, they're probably a bit clicky. Um,
I don't even get to hang out
what?
with mine.
Oh,
I I just I
when?
just kind of work for her. We have like a council that I work for,
Huh,
like an organization. I guess I don't know how to explain it.
corporate angels.
We have
Hmm.
like a high council who we report to.
A middleman
Yeah,
or men, women count. Okay, right. Yes,
people.
right. Um, people. Do you? Is there other people? Do you like? Do you have the angel friends around?
um, I mean, I have
People as
acquaintances.
neighbors?
I have neighbors. I don't really get to socialize with a lot of people. I try to,
No.
but I usually have work to do.
Yeah. Stay pretty busy.
You're keeping me very busy lately.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry.
In all fairness, it wasn't by choice.
I
We
I've had worse jobs, Siggy.
okay. That's that's comforting in a way.
Don't tell anybody, but you're my favorite.
So my lips are sealed. Siggy is her favorite. Star asterisk. Got it. Yeah, sorry, but that first question, not. Is there anything I should avoid
Um,
doing?
I mean, don't do anything outright evil. That's kind of.
Oh, I mean, okay,
I mean, and
fair.
as I've said before, like my whole job is to make sure that you are making things, spreading beauty and love and all that joy in the world. That's. I'm here to guide you towards that. Focus
So
on that.
okay,
Focus on putting good in the world, Siggy.
okay.
That's.
Just don't do bad shit.
Please don't. You're you're you've
No.
teetered a few times.
Yeah. Just, yeah. That whole, yeah, I probably shouldn't have stole that diary. Hey, have I told you about the cards?
Briefly.
Well, I mean, cards on the table.
You did mention
It's
that she mentioned me, which is strange.
the yes, the second time. Um, briefly, I think I completely misread the situation. Um, I, but the first time we saw her, she pulled these cards and the diary and where it was situated matched the description that she gave us for one of the cards, and this was um the cards basically described what we need to go home in the long run, or I'm not actually 100% sure what's going on in that department. Um, from
So
what we've,
what you're saying is you needed the information that was in there.
yeah, and I probably could have just opened it and copied it down and just left the book there and not taken it. But spur of the moment, I got nervous because there was a butler servant right hand man who was kind of watching us, and who got the reading that there was like 100,000 souls screaming from him?
It was when you got close to him. It was you.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, it was me.
You heard, yeah, it was anybody within
Yeah,
like 10 feet of him heard just
yeah,
screams of souls in their head.
yeah. Hmm. Um, but yeah, he was kind of watching over us, and I didn't want to just sit there and copy it down, and I got really nervous about it, so I just took it. And that, I mean, admittedly, not the best idea. I.
Well, now you don't have it, so he has no
That's true.
reason.
Well,
Don't give him more reasons.
no, I would rather not.
I
I'm not
I
sure
barely
how to
made it
feel
there
about
in
him.
time the last time,
Yeah,
Siggy.
yeah.
And
And I mean, that's
I I felt the power and the magic coming off of that sword. If I hadn't made it there in time, I I don't know if I could have brought you back. I think that would have been the end of you.
yeah. That I think about that. Um, if I were to die here or there, what would happen to me? Or my essence, my spirit?
She thinks about that for a minute. And then she furrows her brow. And then her eyes widen as if something
Oh,
just clicked. And she
mm,
gets up and she walks very quickly over to her bookcase. And after a moment of searching, she pulls a book from the shelf and starts flipping through and scanning pages until she finds what she's looking for. She says, "What if that's it, Siggy? What if Strahd made a pact with some dark power? What if he didn't hold up his end of the bargain and something went very wrong? What if this is his punishment?" And then she stops and she looks up at you and just dread in her face.
oh,
What if
I,
Barovia is his prison and you're trapped there with him?
um, that is quite possible. There was there was an uh, a dead guy, undead guy. Fuck, what was his name? Um,
Oh, the guy from the from Argynvost told.
yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Fuck, what was his name?
I
I
just
can't think of it
watched
off
it
the top of
too.
my head. Yeah, so did I. um, fuck. I don't have my other notes with me because I didn't
oh,
bring them in.
oh, oh. Mm, mm, mm. Transform to blah, 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 blah.
Um,
Commander something.
yes, Commander
Did
something.
I even write it down? This guy, Commander something. um,
Commander.
he 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 told us not to kill Strahd, but to make him suffer.
I feel
Like
like that's
this
the
is
whole
his
reason he's there.
pen. No, but what do I? I just don't understand. Like, if we can't kill him, how are we supposed to help the valley get healthy again?
I I don't know. But
I
just please promise you'll be careful. If what I believe is true, if something happens to you there, if you die there, your soul's going to be trapped there forever.
um yeah, that also makes sense and rings a bell. There was a pastor. We relieved his son of the burden of being a vampire, which also might have been a little evil. Um, he didn't seem too pissed off the second time we saw him, though. He seemed to come to grips with it. Anyways, he told us that the souls of many heroes that tried to fell Strahd parade their way up to the castle from the graveyards. And that, I mean, that's on par with what you just said. If someone were to die there, then there's no happy place on the other side. There's just a repeat.
Um as you're thinking of this, you think back to all of those revenants at Argynvost.
Mm-hmm.
Um and knowing that revenants are fueled by vengeance.
Vengeance.
Good.
Well, okay. Well, I'll do my absolute best not to die.
How about we start with not being reckless?
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good start.
I mean, there's no shame in running. If shit gets
No,
too intense, there's no shame in running.
yeah. That's that's kind of where the rest of them were at. They wanted to, and I instilled them with thoughts of heroism. It worked out in the end, but thinking back on it now, it was very reckless and a little selfish of me. I sometimes I get wrapped up in my own story. The heroes in the books I read, they don't run. But those are stories, and this is
She kind of puts her hand on yours. She says, "See, they just leave that part out."
hmm, I mean that makes sense. I wouldn't write it into one of my stories.
Doesn't make you any less of a
I
hero.
well, I mean it's hard to be a hero when you're dead. So
That's
that
true.
makes sense. I will take
Don't
that to heart, and I will
beat
remember that.
yourself up about it, though. I mean, you did save two kids. That's
I mean,
that's pretty
we
heroic in
didn't
my book.
we didn't know the kids were there until after the fact.
But you knew what they were
To be
doing as
honest,
children, right?
we did. Yes. No. Yes. That's true. Well, we knew they were. Yeah. No. I don't. I should have put it together before I ate the pastry, but yeah. I mean, the windmill's literally called the bone grinder.
You didn't know that.
Okay.
There's not
But
like a
I
sign
saw
outside that
the
says old bone
clothes,
grinder.
the old ratty. Yeah. Okay. As far as we know, it's the Durst windmill, right?
Yeah, it's the Durst Mill.
Or was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm not sure what I was thinking. I just didn't.
It's okay, Siggy. Sometimes these things happen. As long as you learn from it, that's
The hard way,
sometimes that's what it takes to make the lesson stick.
apparently. Yeah, I'm. I'll stay back. I mean, we got Gruff. He's big and strong, and he can sure take a hit or five. Talia's pretty capable. Archie's hard to hit. He's always. Well, no, he's never where you think he is.
Um,
I lose
she takes
sight of
she
him
takes a second
more than I want.
and she's thinking about what you're saying, and then she just hugs you. And she
Okay.
says, Siggy, you're not useless. Just remember that.
Okay. I will. I will. I will remember that.
Good. More wine?
Yes,
I feel like
please.
this calls for more wine.
Yeah,
She refills your glass. Does that say keep calm on it?
it does.
That would have been more fitting for last session.
It was. Yeah, I thought about that. Thought about that. Um. I had something else to ask you, but I can't remember.
You sent me a list.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want to just list them off though.
No. That's okay.
Um.
Tell me more about these cards, Siggy.
Okay, I could do that. Um. I mean, the first ones were, I don't know, guiding us to what we needed, I guess. And
It
and
sounds like
they've been true. I mean,
that book gave you a lot of information that could be helpful.
yes. I once again, I didn't need to take it necessarily, but um, when we went back, she gave us all personal readings, and that's when she kind of mentioned you. Um, let's get to mine.
I pictured during those readings Siggy just taking
Yeah,
notes.
yeah.
Like, he's, he seems like the type.
Um, the first the first card I got was the Tempter, which was not
That
too
tracks.
surprising. Yeah. Um, Hell hath no fury like a drunken rider.
I believe it's hell hath no fury like a woman or a man scorned.
Oh,
You don't know that
yeah, I don't
quote?
even know
Hell
what the
hath no
word
fury
I
like a
wrote
woman
down was.
scorned.
No, yeah, no, I
Oh, you
do,
just can't
but I
read your own
have
writing.
to look.
Did you
It looks
write
like
something else?
partner scorned,
Oh, maybe that makes
perhaps. I
sense.
don't know.
Because
Uh,
I'm sure she said woman or man.
yeah, man scorned. Um, and I mean, I kind of expected that. I'm no stranger to ex-lovers in general, and some that feel ill will towards me. Um,
I mean, I think most of us are like that, Siggy.
mhm.
Kind of comes with the
I don't think,
territory.
and I think in this territory or that territory, I don't think it's going to come up all that much, anyways. Not a lot of um prospects. I
That's
I
unfortunate,
was
Siggy.
hopeful and tried at the start, but it's not it's not the priority right now. Anyways, the second card was the philanthropist. It was all about me trying to do right and wishing to make things better, but that's a tough task to take on in a place like Barovia.
You're doing very well.
I mean,
As good as can be expected.
yeah, but the way the pastor described how many fallen heroes there were in this little parade, it weighs on me. I don't want to be another would-be hero walking around as a ghost.
Well, I will do my best to help make sure that doesn't happen.
And I appreciate that very much.
From what I understand, though, this has probably been going on for centuries.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. There was a very powerful wizard who could not accomplish the task. I have a feeling he's still around though.
That sounds
That
like he could be a powerful ally.
that kind of what I was thinking. There was talks that he fell into a pool from the cliffs that Stradi's love jumped from. But there was also talks of a mad mage living in the mountains where we. Oh, there was another kid we
So
saved, actually.
that's great, Siggy. See, you are a
Um,
hero.
well, that was another instance where I kind of threw myself into danger. He was not as dangerous as three hags, but Um, there was a potential of drowning, I think.
There, 3 hags?
Anyways, 3.
I think you forgot to mention that part.
Oh,
That
yeah, there's 3 of them.
that explains your state when you got
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I imagine we'll be at least looking into this wizard for guidance at the very least. Um, the third card was the one that I imagined was related to you. It was the marionette, and I may have misread this in my mind. But she was talking about me asking for help from a puppeteer of sorts.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would gladly let
But
you pull my strings.
I think I already have.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe a little bit. Um, at first, it kind of offended me, just
Did she
her
did
implying
she
that you were
specifically
puppeting me, but
say that you were being puppeted?
no, not exactly. It was more asking. It
I
was more about me asking for help from.
oh, from what I understand, a lot of these readings you have to pay very close attention to the words that are used when the reading is given. Curious.
Yeah, I
I
do.
don't feel like I'm puppeting you. If you feel that
No,
way,
and
like,
no, I don't. That's why I was asking what you wanted me to do, because it's not like you're forcing me to do anything like a puppeteer would. That's literally what puppeteers do. They make puppets do things. I
hmm,
may be a muppet, but I'm not a puppet.
curious.
I, I would tell you the exact words she used, but all I wrote down was asking for help from a puppeteer
She
because
said, um, in your crisis of confidence, you asked for help. Um, a bargain with strings attached
right.
were her exact words.
Ah, strings attached. Hmm. Bargain with strings attached. I mean, every bargain's got strings attached, though.
Typically, yes.
Yeah. And then she called me, and then she called me a thief.
I mean,
That
you
I
kind
can't
of
help
deserve
taking
that one.
important things.
Was she
Which, no,
talking
yeah, you're
about the
right.
book?
I felt like she was talking about the book. It's not like I mean, the only other recent thing I took was a just a fucking butter knife, so and some cheese.
Um,
I don't think those are important things.
make an intelligence or a history check.
Oh, oh, oof. The most unexciting number on the
10.
dice.
Do you have anything to add to that? Just 10?
Oh, actually, yes. Right, I'm blessing.
Yes, you were blessed.
And my history is 2, so it's actually a 12 plus 3, so 15
Okay,
total.
15 is good. So if you will remember, you're reading. She said, "You can't help but take that doesn't belong to you."
Yes.
And then when she pulled the card saying, "Let's see who you are stealing from," she pulled
The
the
Dark Lord
Strahd
card.
card,
Yeah.
and another fell from it.
Right. Yes. And she called me a foolish boy. It's serious
So
trouble.
she said to you, when a second card jumps out, it typically means there is more than one answer.
Yes. That was the card after was the Dark Lord, which I mean it doesn't take a genius to guess who she was talking about.
Yeah.
And that's it was foolish of me to steal from him, and serious trouble was on its way. But there was also another card that fell. She didn't pick it up right away. It fell before the Dark Lord one, and then after she revealed it, and it was the healer. I couldn't tell if it was directed at me or if it was relating to the loss of Harrison, who was technically our healer. Technically.
She looks like she is deep in thought.
Mm.
But she doesn't say anything.
But that was, I mean, that was all the cards I got.
I mean,
I don't know
they
exactly
seem
what the other
pretty
guys got.
accurate.
They do. And I mean, I've never had a reading, but
Does it worry you? Your reading.
a little bit. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
part?
Most of it. I mean, the philanthropist doesn't bother
That's
me.
just who
That's, I
you
mean,
are, Siggy.
exactly. Or who I try to be.
No,
The
that is who
tempter
you are,
also
Siggy.
not. Okay.
Not to tell you who you are, but I feel like
Right.
I've known you long
No,
enough.
I mean, it's longer than most. Um, that's what she said.
Thank you for doing
No,
that
it's.
for
I
me.
mean, yeah, the thief card and the Dark Lord. Those definitely concern me. I mean, the
I
marionette
mean, that
card
Dark
did
Lord
at
one kind
first.
of already happened, did it not?
I don't know if it was a one-time thing though, or if it's he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that just drops grudges. He seems like the kind who could stew over a grudge for centuries.
I I get the feeling, or I got the feeling, I interrupted.
Hmm.
Um, that when he left, it seems like he has an interest in you now. And I feel partially responsible for that. But, I mean, if that means he's not going to try to kill you again, or if that buys you some time, then I was glad to do so.
Why would he be interested in me though?
I don't know. I've never met the man.
No, yeah, that's true. I mean,
Well,
when we
briefly.
first, yeah, just brief enough.
I spilled some of
Um,
his blood and I don't feel bad about it.
no, and you shouldn't. Um, when we first dined with him, he mentioned that he was looking for his replacement. Or someone to carry on his. I don't know. He was a very mysterious man, and it took a lot out of Harry. Harry did not like the way
I
he. It
I
was
don't
a
blame
lot.
Harry. I didn't like him either.
No, and
I've been looked at in a certain way many, many times. Um, the way he looked at me made me feel gross.
like he looked at you like a piece of meat,
Yes, in
or an
more
object
ways
that he
than
could
one.
possess.
More that.
Yeah, he does seem very possessive.
Which makes me a little worried that he wants you.
Not necessarily wants me dead, but wants me under his control. From what I've heard, vampires are quite good at controlling people. If anyone's a puppeteer, it's that guy.
That's true.
But I haven't made a deal with him, so I don't.
Please don't.
No, no, I don't plan on it. I don't plan it. I had mixed feelings when we left the dinner. I didn't know what to think of him because this
Did he
at first,
threaten
like,
you?
no, he didn't. I mean, he gave us a delicious meal and um, some um, some cider made by some lady named Amber or something.
It's actually
Um,
champagne.
yeah. um, it was amber though, right? Amber
Yeah, it
champagne.
was amber in color.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, he didn't seem all that bad. I mean, he was very aloof. But then reading his diary, I didn't even know how to feel about that. I mean, it sounded or
He sounds
seemed like,
complicated.
yeah, and passionate.
I mean,
And
I know as well as anybody that passion comes in many different flavors.
yeah, I mean, the longer I spend here, the less I approve of his flavor,
That's fair.
especially after speaking with,
It's not my thing either.
no, no. There's a lot tastier passions out there. Um,
Yes, there are.
I just, I don't know what I would have done in his situation, I guess, is what I am most concerned about. I mean, I would
I
never kill Archie for stealing a woman from me, but I've never been as passionate about a woman as he seems to be about not Irina. Did we get the name of the lady in the painting?
You did. It said Tatiana
Okay.
at the bottom.
Tatiana. Okay. Yes. Okay. I didn't know if I was metagaming from the board
No,
game.
no, it was on a little plate at the bottom of
Okay. Yeah.
the
Okay.
painting on the frame itself.
Yeah.
It just said
Okay.
Tatiana.
Right.
Um, I mean, love or obsession, I guess sometimes can make people do
Obsession. Yeah.
strange things.
Yeah.
It's a powerful feeling.
I mean, it's not like it was. Yes, it is. And I don't know. I felt almost like I had some respect for him at that point. But then thinking about how unconsensual it was.
People will do strange things in the name of love, Siggy.
Yeah. I just I'm concerned, and I don't know how to ask this. Um, the lady that we're accompanying from the village of Barovia, we're going to another town called Kresk.
Risk, yep.
Okay. She is the spitting image of Tatiana, and Strahd seems to want her pretty bad as well. Now, Tatiana supposedly died a long time ago, right?
Spitting image. Exactly.
fitting image, yes. I don't think there was anything
That
obvious that was different, right? Asking is Kyle?
no, she is the spitting image.
Yes. Okay.
Um, but Siggy does know because Father Donovich told them. Irina was found as a child.
Yes, yes, and yes, that
Um,
was put together after. Yes, I don't know if she's like a descendant. Um,
I that almost further proves my theory that your soul would be trapped there.
do you think Irina's a reincarnation?
That would be my bet. If you had just
I
told
mean,
me that, I'd say it was a coincidence, but knowing now what we I don't know, Siggy. Could
do
be, could
you?
just be a coincidence.
Well, that brings me to another question. I hate just coming up here and asking you a bunch of questions instead of relaxing and enjoying ourselves, but Talia, knew an odd amount of things when we were going through this place called Argynvost. And she did this weird thing with her eyes a couple times. She also seemed unconsciously devoted to this temple of the silver dragon. And do you think possibly she could be a reincarnation of a hero?
I mean, anything is
I,
possible.
right. I just it confuses me because
She
the
could
only other
just have a
heroes we've
gift
heard
as well,
fall are
but I don't know.
I mean, either way, it's worked out. I don't want to ask her about it because it feels like I'd be stepping over a line.
It could also be she doesn't understand it either.
Yeah, and I don't want to go digging up some skeleton that doesn't need to be dug up. Um,
That's fair.
that, that was another one of our cards was to go to that place, and we ended up finding this pendant, I guess. What was it? It was a necklace,
Is an amulet.
amulet. That's the word. Um, and yeah, I don't know why, but when I handed it to Talia, it felt like it was going into the right hand. And not
Fated.
just because none of us could wield it, but
Almost like
it was
somebody
like
designed
she
it
was
that way.
meant to have it. Almost.
Well, I mean, that
um
sounds like a good sign to me.
it does. And And that is another example of the cards kind of falling in our favor. But it also concerns me because the cards seem to be right every time. And I don't want to die.
Then
The Dark Lord card
don't
just
don't die, Siggy.
okay. I won't.
I will try my best to help.
I mean, I will try my best as well. I will
That's what I like to hear.
think before I act. I think is something I need to start focusing on a little bit. But yeah, that's all I got.
That's a lot, Siggy. It's a lot to process.
It is.
Um, Part of me hopes I'm wrong about my theory.
Of us being in Strahd's limbo prison.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Um, I mean, the Vistani can leave,
If
apparently.
what?
Yeah, there's the gypsies, the ones that gave us the card reading. They're allowed to leave. They have some sort of deal with him, but they're also the people that gave us the card readings, so I don't know how to feel about them.
I mean,
They are a big question mark.
normally the person giving the reading is a vessel
Right.
for a higher power.
Yes.
Um, that's odd. So, if I understand correctly, he can control who comes and goes except for himself.
That's what it seems like. Yep.
And he told you he was looking for a replacement?
That's what I took from it. I don't know if it was an heir to the throne or if it was someone to take his place so he could escape. I
I
really don't know how it works, so yet.
Part of me feels like he doesn't know how it works.
I mean, that would make sense, or he would have, I mean, already found a replacement, right?
It's it's been centuries, right? If you said
Yeah,
hundreds of
apparently.
heroes have been
Yeah,
through there,
yeah,
that's a lot to think about.
it is. Um, I don't want to keep you up, or I don't want to ask you to do any more reading as he looks around at the stacks and stacks of books.
I don't mind reading, Siggy.
All right. I mean, neither do I. It's It's a very nice way to pass the time.
Do
I
you
just don't
need
want
any
you
books to
to.
take home or take with you?
If you're offering, I would always. I yes.
Okay, give me a moment. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna go get my notes. And I have
Okay.
to pee.
Okay.
We're back. Okay, we're back. I've got notes. Um, so she gestures to her many bookshelves and tells you to take a look. Make an investigation check.
Okay. I take a look. 7, 17.
I was gonna say 7. Jesus.
7.
Uh, so there are a lot of books here.
Mm-hmm.
She has quite a
Mm-hmm.
collection. Most of the ones you find, there's like a section that is nonfiction, like histories and um, books about plants and stuff. Then there are books of adventure, and then there's another whole section that is just straight up romance novels. um. So, what kind of book are you looking for?
Um. Well, I don't know. Uh. I mean, can, can I take 2?
Sure.
A little bit of adventure, a little bit of romance.
Okay. Roll a d8.
Okay. 4.
4. So she pulls a book from the shelf that she recommends to you. She goes, "This one is a pretty great book. Um, it's about I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's about angels, fallen angels, basically. So she
Oh.
hands you a book titled "Traitors of the Light." Traitors of the Light. And then roll another d8.
8.
Nice. So she goes through her extensive collection of romance novels because they seem to be her favorite.
There's a lot.
There are
There
a
are
lot,
quite a
yeah.
few.
So she pulls a book from the shelf and it is entitled Guarding Him.
Oh,
And she says, "This is a pretty good one."
appropriate.
When you're done with those ones, you can bring them back and borrow some other ones if you like.
I would like. There's not a lot of options to find good reading material around here, and the stuff I do find gets me in trouble. So,
Well, hopefully these keep you out of trouble, Siki.
yes, yes. At least I appreciate that very much. This will
So
uh, I mean I say I appreciate it, but I really do. This is books were kind of my escape as a child, and then my way of um separating myself as I got older. So
they are a
it
wonderful escape, Siki. I use them for the
they are
same.
they well they're a lot better than eating kid bone pastries. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That's my kind of escape, is on paper.
Let's keep it that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 100%. Not as much as my very brief dream was enjoyable. I would rather enjoy a waking dream up here with you
Well,
and
you're
your
always.
extensive romance collection.
I gotta get my ideas from somewhere.
That's true. That's very true.
Well, you are always welcome, Siggi. My home is your home.
And your home feels like home,
Good.
especially it's far from home. I don't know if it's so much your home that feels like home as it is you, though. Homes where you feel safe
That's true.
and
I mean, with the right people, home can be anywhere.
that's it is very true. That's kind of how I've lived since leaving Daggerford. That's
Well, Siggy, you feel like home too.
thank you. I mean, your actual home is very beautiful, though. So
I appreciate that. I mean, I spend a lot of time here, so it
yeah, it
should
might
be.
not be as charming.
No, I actually quite like it. There's a lot to do, a lot to read.
I mean, there's absolutely yeah. There's nothing not to like aside from that. I mean, I need people around to talk to and sing to, and I would probably get really lonely if I was in your situation without someone else to talk to. But
I do get out. Like there is a town. I do visit it,
hmm,
but for
there's a
small,
town up here.
yes, there is.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought. I mean, originally I thought you were basically a figment of my imagination, just according to everyone else telling me you were.
Well,
I didn't know you had a town, and
if it makes you feel any better, I'm not. I'm real.
no, I
Last I
didn't know.
checked.
I've come to uh, grips with all of it, especially especially lately. Um, yeah, for someone who doesn't dream, it coming up here always felt like that was my dreams.
Well, I'm glad you were able to actually visit my home for once, rather than just the chapel. It's
I
kind
mean,
of
the
cold
chapel.
in there sometimes.
Well,
It serves a purpose, but
no, I mean the rest of your home is much more comfortable.
it really is.
But I have no complaints about the years in the chapel. Those were crucial. to me becoming who I am. So
Well, I'm glad you are who you are, Siggy.
I'm I'm glad you are who you are as well. And I'm glad you've helped make me into who I am. And I will try to maintain who I am and not stray too far from it.
Is that a promise, Siggy?
It is.
I'll hold you to that. um, Diem suddenly, her smile drops and she kind of holds up a hand to you like she's listening to something intently. um, she looks like up and off to the side, and that smile is replaced by something else. Surprise, concern, maybe. Make an insight check.
That I think I am actually good at. No Viking, but +4. 16.
Okay. Um,
I hope my other
it's
Siggy dice roll as good as my one actual Siggy dice.
it's fleeting, but you there's like a flash of what almost seems like nervousness. Um, and after a moment, she kind of bows her head with her eyes closed, and she just says into the air, "Yes, very well. I understand. I'll be there. Please give me but a moment." And then she looks back at you with a half-hearted smile. "I'm sorry, Siggy. I I've been summoned away. I have to leave. But please stay as long as you like. What's mine is yours. And when you're ready to return, you have but to go to sleep, and you'll awaken back with your friends."
Oh,
um, she takes your hand in
okay.
hers.
Um, two tickles.
She gives your hand a squeeze. She says, "I promise to return as soon as I can. In the meantime,
Uh,
please keep yourself safe, Siggy." And she presses a gentle kiss to your lips, and your core fills with that familiar warmth. She casts Death Ward on you.
oh,
She takes a few steps back, and she holds onto your hand until the last possible moment. You swear you almost see her eyes well up. She quickly composes herself with an air of defiance, stoicism. She shifts to her ethereal form. She bows her head, and then she flickers and she fades. And you are left alone with only the sound of the crackling fire breaking the heavy silence in the room. What would you like to do?
uh, um, I mean, I would stand there a little miffed for a second. Um, and then I think I would probably go
Miffed.
sit on miffed. Um, I would go sit on her bed and read the first chapter of guarding him
Do you collect
before
your other things together?
trying to fall asleep. My clothes?
That too. But like your new book and all that good stuff.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay. Um
Actually, no, I don't have a lot of shit.
you don't, no.
No, I think
You
that's
did
just
add a few
compared
new
to.
things to your inventory last session, but
Yeah, I didn't even add those because I feel like I'm gonna give them away.
okay.
Um, yeah, no, I think depending on how long. Yeah, I would sit on the bed, read the first chapter of guarding him, and then I think Siggy would paint. Not obviously not as good as her painting, but Siggy would paint a little painting of the both of them.
Make either a sleight of hand or a performance
There's
check.
just performance. I think. Sleight of hands +5. That's not bad, but not nearly as. That's only half of my performance. And I got a natural 20, so that's a 30.
It is you were inspired.
Yeah,
It's absolutely beautiful. You've never painted this well before.
and it's not big. Like
No,
it's like,
just a small.
but it is. It's just the two of them holding hands, staring at each other, and I'm going to put it on the ground. Oh no, it's on the fireplace. Eh?
You
The
can
one
put it on
she
the
painted.
mantle.
I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it on the mantle under the one that she painted.
Okay.
And then I will try and fall asleep.
Perfect. While you are collecting your items, you pick up your new tome that Diem gave you, and as you pick it up, a letter falls from between the pages.
Ah.
You can open up that envelope now.
Ah. Ah. I don't have a letter opener.
It's just tape.
The old-fashioned way. There's two things in here, though.
Yes, there's one that's a letter. The other is something else that I'm sure will come up at some point. You can
So
look at
don't
it.
open
You're
the
not.
brown one.
I mean, you can look at it. It's not gonna give you any information.
No.
But
No. That's the brown one, though.
yeah.
Don't open the brown. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll open. And read it out loud, or what?
You can, or I can. It's up to you.
No, Siggy reads out loud every time he reads.
I
He's
figured.
one of
He
those
seems
people.
like the type.
My dearest Siggy, I want you to know just how very proud I am of the man that you have become. I consider myself lucky to have experienced all the versions of you throughout the long years and I always look forward to and cherish our time spent together. Your stories, your songs, and your warm smile always brighten even my darkest days. This world can be an ugly place, but you bring so much beauty to it with everything you are and everything you do. I hope you know that you can always ask me for anything you may need. I will always do everything and anything within my power to help you. There is a way, I will find it. It is my privilege and honor to be your guardian, your guide, your friend. With love, always, Diem.
And with
Aww.
that, what does Siggy do with this letter?
I mean, he's gonna keep it as close to his heart as possible. Imagine I have a bunch of pockets, but inside breast pocket, safely
So
close
you
close to
you
me.
tuck the letter safely away, and you lay your head down and go to sleep. And that is where we will leave it.
Back to the other one.